Alright, welcome to this video. We want to talk about a special keyword called base. As you saw in our previous video, we talked about inheritance. We defined a main class called animal and we created some subclasses out of it. For example, dog that inherited all the features from animal. For example, make sound, eat, sleep, and also created another subclass called cat. And after that, we created a method called make sound, which we made it virtual so we can override it here in our subclasses, like make sound. Here in the dog, we set barking, but in the main animal class, it was make a sound. It was a default. And in the cat, it was meowing. So we override it. Now we want to talk something called base. And when we use base when we need to call the method from the main class, from the parent class, which it was to be. It was like, okay, run this code, and then after that, run my code, which is in the make sound, because I override it. It's like uh, base dot and the name of our method. So here we want to call whatever inside the make sound from the animal. And then after that, we run whatever after the base in the dog that we defined here. So let me see. Okay, here I created an object of our dog. It's called Teddy. So if Teddy now want to make a sound, let's see what's gonna happen. Look, it is running the base class itself, the default value of whatever inside this brackets of the main animal class. And then after that, it comes to the continuous of that which was in the override section, which was barking. So you might ask, why we use this? How is it useful for us? It is useful when, for example, you don't have access to the parent class and you just want to call it here in your override class. For example, let me create another method for you guys and see that in action. Let's say, for example, here in the animal, I create another class which is virtual. I call it test base. And I say here, this is a test base. Okay, now I want to create a variable which is private. So if you remember from access modifiers video, when we use private, it is only accessible in the same class, not even its subclasses. So if I say, for example, integer Cheyenne and it equals 6. Okay, now in the test space, I can say, for example, change Cheyenne to 9. And also I don't want, or maybe I can say now Cheyenne. So I am calling it from the animal class itself. I even set it virtual so I can override it in my subclasses. For example, in the dog. Let me close that, make sound. And here we say override. Okay, override our test base. So you see here, I can't define Cheyenne or change it to, for example, 6 anymore or even 2 because Cheyenne is accessible due to its protection level. Protection is private. I can't change it. So you see, I can't use Cheyenne here because it is private. But I can do something else. For example, uh, this is a test from subclass. Okay, so now we can call it the base uh, keyword. The name was test base. Alright, here defined whatever we needed, and now we call our uh, test base. Okay, it was lowercase, I guess. Yes, let's run that. So as you can see, this is a test base 9. This is a test base, and the value of Cheyenne is 9 in the main animal class. Why it is 9? Because we override it here. We change the value of it to 9. And this second one, this is a test from stock class. This one, it is in the subclass of animal.